Hey there! Thanks for tuning in. If you don't want to listen to me ramble throughout this video, then you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end. It is a 20-minute or so long video, so if you're just here to see how well I did it, then the screenshots are at the end. I understand, my friend. I do it too sometimes. Well, maybe most times. Anyways, moving on. I had this recreation in mind for a long while now, back when I first made the Simpsons house in The Sims. I think that's like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I was already thinking of making the Sims house from the Rick and Morty show, because I feel like it fits in really well with this suburban looking area in the game from the Del Sol Valley world, which is kind of based off from LA, or it is basically LA if they made it in The Sims. Anyways, I'm actually already thinking of another TV show house to recreate for the third lot here in this area. But for now, here's the Rick and Morty one. So I decided to build this house, especially now because obviously season 5 is coming out this Sunday, and I am quite excited for it. Although I think it is an Adult Swim exclusive like Tuca and Birdie. Not sure if it'll come out on Netflix on the 20th. Maybe delayed a month or so, I don't know. But there are other ways or means for me to watch it if you catch my drift. But Rick and Morty is actually one of the shows along BoJack Horseman that convinced me to subscribe to Netflix, or at least forced me to convince my mother to do so, and I've been leeching off her since then. I love you, Mom. Thank you. Anyways, I think my first ever memory of the show was back in freshman year at college, and I think I saw a video about the Anatomy Park EP on Adult Swim's YouTube channel, so I decided to check it out since I love sci-fi stuff and it looked like a neat concept, and I'm a big fan of the show. Hence, it was a no-brainer for me to recreate the iconic house here in The Sims, and it also really motivates me to make houses for YouTube, and I personally see myself using this for my own gameplay session because unlike The Simpsons house, the colors are muted and the floor plan is quite nice. Not like it is a family home, and if you're doing a generational type game, it's very easy to upgrade, or not upgrade, but expand down the line if you choose to do so. And if you want to live in a quirky suburban Washington, Seattle house, I think is where the show is based from, then go for it, even though it is technically in a LA looking neighborhood. Anyways, this project was a pretty fun thing to do because it was like a fun trip down memory lane, since I did look up pictures and renders of the house online, and especially through YouTube, which led me to channels I'd watch if I needed to make sense of something from one of their EPs, like Wisecrack or Captain Midnight, although they're basically analysis of the entire show, or the show as a whole, but they are the kind of channels I often listen to during my spare time, together with other simming channels. So overall, like I said, it was one big fun project. Took a while to finish, that longer than I initially hoped, because I thought I knew the house, but apparently I didn't. I think for me, my personal experience, especially when I did the Simpsons house and the adventure Martine PB's Forever Home, or Marceline's house in The Sims, it took me longer to finish because you do research and you try to look for items that kind of fit or is representative of something that you can't really recreate on The Sims. Let's say you want to recreate Rick's lab and make it look authentic to the renders or the pictures you see online, so you look for objects that resemble that the closest. And if you're sifting through the catalog in The Sims, it can be time consuming, other than if you're like me. When I make modern houses or post-apocalyptic houses, I kind of am like aware, or I do have like in the back of my mind, I know where I can find a certain item, so it's easier for me to find, and I'm not really looking at another screen to judge, or is the positioning of this couch perfect, or is the floor plan fits the house I'm trying to recreate, because I again want to stay true to the whole build. Also, if you find the jump cuts a little too much, just tell me down below, because that's me trying to compensate or trying to remove my exaggerated movement. Because I find if you're looking around too much while making the build, it becomes dizzying when you speed it up, especially if you don't remove it. I find other people make speed builds, they don't remove it, and nothing against them, but I just personally find it very dizzying because I get motion sick quite easily, hence I remove it when I make speed builds. That's why there's so many jump cuts and transitions. I don't know, I used to not add a transition effect when I make those jump cuts. I don't know if it looks better. Please tell me if it doesn't. If you do like commenting, I appreciate all the info I can get or all the feedback I can get, since I'm just a small-time YouTuber. Moving on, if you find the overall floor plan a little different from the original, I did kind of alter it a bit just so it looks better from the outside or exterior-wise, because if I try to extend the garage area a little further, the overall build is just wider than it really should be if you compare it to the other pictures. So sometimes I find, like right now I'm doing the kitchen. The kitchen is actually not behind the garage but beside it, but since it made the house a little wider than it really should be, I decided to place it behind the garage so I can make the build or the exterior look more compact and similar to the pictures. And I think that's the most important part of the build. If the house looks, or the exterior of the house looks really or resembles the actual build or actual house you're trying to recreate, then not a bad attempt in my opinion, I think. But you know, you can just judge me for that if I'm wrong. Also, to get this out of the way, if you hear some noises or background noises, I don't know how well I can fix the problem when I finish recording myself for this video, but there's lots of construction going around my village, especially across my house. There's a house or a literal house being made as we speak, and it's a Friday morning, so I suppose it's very busy. I live in the city, particularly in a village that's quite loud. Social status and all, I don't really live in a particularly nice village, but anyways, I'll do my best and fix the problem when I do edit this video later. Also, it annoys the bejesus out of me that when I do decide to speak into my mic, the noises just come left and right, and then when I decide to listen to my own voice, if I am audible, they stop using their power tools for some reason, and the birds stop chirping, and the dogs stop barking. It's always when I start speaking into the mic do they make the noises. So I'm really sorry if I can't really remove all of it post-editing me, but I'm trying here, and hopefully when I do get a better mic and better acoustic panels, I don't know, soundproofing, whatever. We have very thin walls. I live in a tropical country, so we don't really need soundproofing in general, or whatever foam that keeps you insulated. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I'll fix it when I'm big and famous in the future, maybe in 10 years or so. Anyways, back to the build. So far so good. I was having a great time trying to recreate all the rooms in the house. The kitchen was done well, a little bigger than I'd hoped, but looks well. The living room is quite okay. Fitted in, found the perfect couches for the aesthetic that I was going for, whatever I was trying to copy from Rick and Morty. And the dining area looks pretty cool, although I couldn't find a dining table that you could like put a drape over, but whatever I ended up with was okay in my book. And now I'm trying to recreate a Jerry's Mancave, is what they call it, from the blueprints that I found online. But I also will link all my reference down below, like I usually do in all my videos. It's all linked down below if you want to see it for yourself. And yeah, I don't remember really seeing his man cave a lot. I think I can't really recall all the shows. My favorite show from my favorite episode from Rick and Morty is Pickle Rick, because I have a psychology degree. I was a BS psychology student, so it was so interesting to me when it came out. I think that episode I think I was season 3. Season 3 came out in 2017, and compared to every other succeeding year, I think 2017 was the best year for me. 2020 obviously is the worst for everyone. I think 2017 is like god tier when it comes to good memories for me in particular, because a lot of good things were just good during that year. Everything was well. Anyways, that's just a little sharing on my part. Moving on. This is Pickle Rick's or Rick's room in the house, and it is big. Like, it's too big for what it really is, but since I was really focusing on what the exterior looked like more than the interior, it is what it is, and I try to, at least copy some elements from the pictures I've seen online here on The Sims. Like, try to recreate the essence. Like, just looking at it, yeah, this is Rick's room. Not because I know it's in the ground floor and it looks a particular way. I know, just because of the essence, that this is Rick Sanchez's room. Yeah, I think I said that right. Anyways, English is the language that I grew up learning, but I am bilingual and I'm not an American, so I find pronouncing things a little difficult, and I am dyslexic, and I have a speech impediment. I don't understand what it is. That's what my pediatrician told me when I was a little kid. This child needs to learn one language or else her little small brain can't catch up. So, ever since I was a little kid, I was, what do you call that? Limited. But I didn't give up, and here I am now making YouTube videos that nobody watches. So, I think that's doing something. And now we move forward with Morty's room. I know what you're gonna say. Why does it look so small? But you know what? When these creators make the houses for the cartoon, they don't really think about functionality or what it looks like from the inside. It's just what it looks like from the outside, because they can always just fix things in post for the inside, or like, we'll make this bigger than really it should be in relation to what it looks exteriorly. Is that word? I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I placed emphasis on how the house looked more outside. I think there's a better word than using exterior. The facade of the house. The words escape me right now. I also need to pee. So yeah, that's why the houses or the rooms, Morty's and Summer's room, look smaller. And I wanted to fit a double bed in Summer's room. You'll see when we get to her room, but obviously I could only fit the single bed, and tried to put some elements that convey the essence of who they are or their personality. So hopefully that shines through with whatever I'm doing here right now. Speaking about the essence of their personality, I think it's very characteristic of Morty to have a lotion bottle and tissue box on his bedside table, because things that boys do late at night, it's their business. They're growing boys. He's a 14-year-old boy. He likes to do that, and as well as Summer. Moving on, you will have noticed by now that some rooms in this build are smaller than it should be, bigger than it should be, but it is what it is. Like I said, for the nth time, I focused all my recreation powers on recreating the exterior as true as I possibly can make it, and I wish I can recreate it more accurately, but this isn't Blender, although I can only make a donut in Blender so far. Maybe one day I'll make a video of me making something on Blender. But the fun thing with The Sims is when you recreate houses from your favorite TV shows is that you can play in them. Like, I can create Rick and Morty in The Sims in the Create a Sim thing, or the Smith, Beth, Summer, and Jerry, and do a fantasy here where they are one big happy family and they don't neglect each other. They love each other. Yeah, if you have that kind of fantasy in your head. And if I can help you realize that fantasy through this build I'm making, then I have added value to you and I feel happier now. Hopefully you find this house entertaining and hopefully there's somebody listening to me as far as this video has gone on for. So yeah, this is Beth and Jerry's bedroom. I like the horse picture that I put up because Beth is a horse doctor. She could be so much more, but because of Jerry, she is a horse doctor. I based my floor plan from a picture that I saw on Reddit, blueprint picture that I saw on Reddit. In that picture, it didn't have a bathroom, so that's why you only have one big bathroom for all 5 of the members. And it's just how it is. It's just how it is. And I can't really say anything about this bathroom because it is just a bathroom for people to, do their business or whatnot. For Rick to poo, or no, not Rick, because Rick is very picky with his locations when it comes to defecation. But for your Jerry-looking sim, he'll find this bathroom good enough. Moving on, we are now at the juicier part of the build, which is me trying to recreate Rick's garage lab thing that changes over time as the episodes progress. That's the thing with TV shows, is that it changes over time, and that's why I've been trying to say for the end time. I'm just trying to catch the essence of the house or the room. Like when you look at it, you know what? I see what you did there. I know this is Rick's lab. I don't care that it is positioned in a garage. It does look like his lab in a way. Also, I'm quite happy that I found that science set from Strangerville, because without it, it's more difficult to convey the message, if you know what I mean. Also, that doomsday looking shelf, because it has that blue bin that looks like you can interpret it as the time travel stuff thing that Rick doesn't really want to touch, because if the writers do write stuff about time traveling, it's just gonna be a difficult time for them, so they'd rather just stick with the whole dimension stuff. Speaking of dimensions, you'll see later in the video that I find a ray gun looking thing that can be akin to Rick's portal gun, which is nice. And also later in the video, you'll find me using a spaceship from Journey to Batuu in reference to another spaceship. I have no idea what you call it. There it is. At least, again, it captures the essence that you have a spaceship, or that's Rick and Morty's spaceship for their fun adventures. Also, this part, I don't have footage for this part. It's incomplete. There's something happened to my computer while I was doing this part, but you'll find photos of it. Lots of photos of it in the screenshots in the end. Anyways, this is me finalizing some stuff for the build, adding final touches to the overall aesthetic of the house. You'll find a reference to Jerry just now. If you know, you know. Also, I'm adding the graves, the famous 2 graves, and just some shrubbery. And it's not, you don't really see a grill area, but it's there. Also, the famous basketball court rim thing. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it's there. I don't even know if I've seen an episode where either Morty or Summer or whoever use it, so it's there. It complements the house, so it's there. And here are the screenshots. So yeah, I hope I did the house justice in The Sims. Like I said, I had a ton of fun making this house because I love watching Rick and Morty, and I am quite excited for the new season this coming Sunday, or whenever I can watch it. I will probably watch it as soon as I can get my hands on some of the episodes. I don't know if they're just gonna release all of it. I don't know what the system is in Adult Swim. I remember for season 4, I didn't talk to any of my friends till it was available on Netflix. When Game of Thrones was still a thing, I remember famous comedians from YouTube, or skit people from YouTube making skits about trying to avoid GOT spoilers, and that's me when season 4 came out. I think, at least how I remembered it. I remembered that it was out for a while and I couldn't watch it because I think 1, I was very busy with school, and 2, I don't have an Adult Swim subscription. It's not available in my country, so I had to wait for it to come out in Netflix, and I was still kind of against doing the thing where you acquire stuff illegally online. So as long as you don't like spread it to other people, I think it's fine, or sell it. So yeah, I avoided my friends for a month so I can watch the new show in peace and avoided the internet. It was easy to avoid the internet because I'm very busy with school. I was kind of a diligent student at that time, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, house build. Yeah, I hope you pat my back by liking the video. Like, I don't know if this is any good, but a like would be nice. I mean, I'd probably appreciate it. It's interior design wise, it's pretty bare because I try to, you know, follow the photos, but this is not how I normally decorate my houses. But since I am recreating something from a TV show, I wanted to stay true as much as I can. So yeah, you will be listening to me for 2 more minutes because I took a lot of screenshots for you because I forgot to record a particular part of this house that is quite essential to the storytelling of this build. And it's coming up in a few seconds now, and I could have chosen not to build it, but since I have the Strangerville and Get to Work pack, I decided to make the basement lab that you find in some episodes. I used a blueprint that I found on Reddit. Like always, I will link all of my references in the description below for you to check it out if you want to recreate it in your own game or in other softwares, because it is fun. It's fun to recreate houses or things from your favorite TV shows because personally you're just more inspired to do them, and you know, it's a nice gateway for you to learn a skill like Blender or other softwares that you fancy. Anyways, we are nearing the end of the video, and this is the backyard of the house with a little reference to Jerry. I added that in because the interaction between Summer's friend and her is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I just had to put it in, and this is just a tool shed that I had no idea what to place in, so I just decided to place whatever I think should be there. And now these are the overhead shots of the floor plan, just for you to see the whole thing and the scale of it all. Anyways, thank you for watching. I really do hope you like it, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you may be. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.